Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel. You got your boys here, Lanny and Bert, the Dividend Diplomats. We had quite the option week. We can't wait to talk to you about. We earned some premium, but we almost had a near disaster on the option front. Let's tell you why.
Smash that subscribe button, guys. Give us a nice thumbs up, as Bert indicated, and as we have done every Monday lately, guys. We are talking about our option income on Mondays, guys. And whew, man, there's a lot of activity, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that went into this week, a lot of learning lessons. Let's just chalk it up to that, guys. As I'm looking at my other screen here.
Yeah.
Bert, you want me to kick it off, or how would you like to kick this off?
Absolutely. Why don't you kick it off? I think that's the pattern we've been following. Why don't you talk about the ones? We'll save the one for the end. Let's save the one that almost had the disaster at the end.
Sure,
Talk about the easy ones.
So coming into the week, guys, again, I'm going for $1,000 this year. It was at 265, 29 or 26.5% towards the goal. On Monday, I did sell a cash secured put on Oscar Health, set to expire this upcoming Friday at $12.50, sitting very favorably there for that to expire worthless. I did have my cash secured put on SoFi expire this past Friday of the 20th. So I'll actually look to write another one today on SoFi if I can. Had my two covered calls on Intel and Paramount obviously expire worthless. So see if I can write some covered calls on those two badasses again for a couple bucks. Now the big excitement came with three cash secured puts, two that were previously written in the week prior. One was on New Fortress Energy, and the other was on Virgin Space Exploration, Virgin, aka Brunson's company. And those two are set to expire on June 20th, or this past Friday. And on top of that, Bert hopped on this wagon as well, did sell a cash secured put on Sunrun stock to start the week when they were in the nines for $6.50 for a $10 premium. So, we'll get into it. But like at the end of this past Friday, I did finish off at $29 in total net premiums, as we'll go through the staggering of events. And I'm at $294 in premiums right now.
Chipping away, Lanny. Chipping away. Almost at 30% of the goal. That's freaking awesome.
Almost there, man.
Yeah, so for me, I had one.
Again, we're pinning the tail on what also occurred.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. Well, yeah. As I said, I joined Lanny on Sunrun, ticker symbol RUN, so I earned that $10 premium as well. And then I had a second one, Paladine AI Corp, ticker symbol PDYN. This was a short-term one. I wrote it on the 16th. It expired on the 20th. Picked up $5 on a $7 strike price for the company. It resulted in a 57% return for 1 week. So it wasn't the largest premium. It was only $5 in the $10 from Sunrun. But you know what? $5 for a week, I'm going to take it.
Income is income, man.
Yep, I'll live to fight another week. And then I had two covered calls expired. Target didn't hit $130, shocking, and Intel didn't hit $32. So we'll try and rewrite them again. I know, I'm with you. I really wish they would have. So let's talk about
the what happened, guys. So again, as we were talking about, NFE and SPCE were expiring on Friday the 20th. They were pretty much at one point between Sunrun, NFE, and SPCE. They were all pretty much at or above that close price to be putting them out of the money. That was probably midday, maybe before noon. They were all sitting finally nice. I was like, all right, great. We're actually going to make a killing on these premiums. But then the market had different plans towards the second half of the day. So what Bert and I did with Sunrun and with SPCE is we actually rolled them another week at the same strike price to June 27th. Bert earned a little bit more net premium for doing that. I earned about $42.04. Bert, how much did you earn for running that out another week?
$45, because mine was a little tighter because I was having technical difficulties in the public app that got resolved, but it wouldn't allow me to. So I picked up a little bit more risk on this one.
at that point in time. I mean, at the end of the day, we're still both sitting in the same boat here.
Yes. Except there's one difference, Lanny. Those were two
One
of the
difference.
three that were expiring. That was Space and Sunrun, or sorry, Virgin Holdings and Sunrun. Lanny and
Yep.
I had NFE, New Energy. I think that's what it's called, New Fortress Energy.
Yep.
But what happened with them is you weren't able to roll them. There wasn't enough demand to roll the option like there was for Space and Run. So, unfortunately for me, I had a setting where I got assigned those options. So I actually have 100 shares of NFE at $223 market value, but the cost basis is 250. So I'm staring at a loss from that. And Lanny, what happened with yours?
So it was interesting enough on my public app, it actually just bought them to close. Bought the option to close at the end of the day, or at 3:30 to be honest, and ended up paying $32.99 for that. So essentially, I'll call it I took a loss, net of about $17 and change because I earned $15 in premium, less the $32.99 to close it out, guys. So that was definitely a learning lesson. Was there's a lot that you can't predict, such as the government not including different solar incentives within a bill that impacts a whole industry.
Yes.
Which is what Sunrun and NFE were a part of, guys. But that's why I said net I earned about $29 because that $32.99 fee, I would have been over the 60 something for the week, but I was not.
Yeah, and as a proud shareholder of 100 shares of NFE, I'm either going to write covered calls. I'm going to see what's available here on Monday, or if there's a pop in the stock, I'm just going to outright sell it. So I might be down 20 something dollars now, but that doesn't mean it's a wholesale loss. That stock can run right back up, and I can actually turn this into a gain situation. But to echo Lanny's point, it is fun. A lesson learned is how fast things can change in the option world. This definitely isn't a risk-free strategy. Like you see how things can go south quickly and how you can hit a disaster. Luckily for us, NFE's $250. We're not that worried about it. Lanny's loss was what, $12, I think you said, or is it
yeah, about $17.
all right, $17? Who cares? I have $223 worth of NFE right now. But if you larger dollars can create larger volatility, can create larger losses. So definitely a great learning experience with small dollar amounts for the two of us here that we're happy to share with all of you.
And that's exactly why we're doing these lower dollar stocks too, just because again it helps get the training ground underway, guys. And again, we rolled SPCE and Run another week just because we feel, based on their company and where they've ever traded, that it was probably oversold on Run, and that SPCE should get back above the price. Hope again the plan is by the end of this week, so we'll have to again play it by ear come Friday.
Yeah, so we'll let you know. We'll update you guys next week how it transpired. Let us know, are you earning option premium? What are your thoughts on the situation that transpired for us? Have you ever found yourself in a similar situation with options that accidentally went in the money and you got stuck with them, or you had to close it out, or some other fun option story? Throw it in that comment section below.
Guys, let us know what else you're doing on the investment space. Like the video, subscribe to this channel, and you're either with us or you're against us. Jack, that was Bertha Hurt and Lanny from the Dividend Diplomats, over and out.